The first thing is we approach the dating process incorrectly. Okay? So I've told you this. And I've said that the reason why relationships don't work a lot of times is because we were told when you were young, you were told you date to marry. You date to marry. You date a person to marry them, which is the faultiest advice ever. It is the worst advice. Okay? Because
see, I totally don't want to date someone just to be going out going to the movies and going and what is this leading to?
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. Here's the difference though. The difference is when you say you date to marry, right? What you actually do is frame it up in your mind a certain way so it prevents you, because the only thing you look at, okay, does this work in a marriage? Would this work in a marriage? You look at the framework that you're looking at. So you never really look at the person. All you do is look at the marriage, the potential marriage. What you do is juxtapose everything based on the potential marriage. And what happens to people is this, is what they do is they create a fantasy in their head about marriage before they ever know the person. So what happens is, so here's the problem with it though. The problem with it is when you date on the premise of date to marry, which this is what they told us growing up in church. They only told us that because they didn't want us sleeping around. So the word says, you don't have premarital sex and all this stuff, but that's why they told us that. But what happens is when you date to marry, you only rely on your emotions. Because, oh, he makes me feel good. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy. The honeymoon stage, oh, we get married in a year because I feel good. We're equally yoked. We both serve the same God, right? But that doesn't mean you're equally yoked because you serve the same God. What about finances? What about raising kids? What about ambition? All of the other things that go with it. And so what I tell people is you date to collect data. My problem is, I put a post up the other day. I said, a woman and a man should date multiple people until it becomes exclusive. Yes. Yes. And see, here's why though. Because dating, when you look at dating from the perspective that I look at it as, if I'm collecting data. So here, all right, Kim, now follow me on this one. And I believe you agree with me on this. So if I date one person, if I date one person, and I'm not talking about sex, I'm not having sex with them, but if I date one person, right? And I date them for 3, 4, 5 years, and I find out after those 5 years that our core values, which you should know before then, are incongruent. Now you as the person that's dating them, you're going to be mad as Hades because you're going to say, I wasted my time. I wasted my life. But all you do, now just imagine if you're collecting data from 2 or 3 people. All right. But you're not sleeping with them. I didn't say, see, what we do is when I say the word date, it instantly goes towards sex. People think, oh, they date, nigga. And I know I'm not saying you, but I'm saying collect the data. Find out their core values. Find out who's in alignment with me. And if I'm dating 3 people and I X 2 of them out and I find out that this one person was the one for me, I'm never going to feel like I wasted time. And if I cut off 2 of them, I'm never going to feel like I wasted time. And I will collect accurate data.